Good evening, this is Kuro. Got a tier 7 game in my Shiratsuyu. Going over the matchmaking, the threats to my ship. No enemy radar, double Mayhan, Scone, and T-61 round out the enemy team. Or round out the threats to my ship more accurately. This game actually started out as a mistake. I was going to play a Shiratsuyu game in a ranked battle, but accidentally had random battles selected. So I was a little miffed at the start of this game to have foolishly loaded into a random battle when I was trying to get some ranked in. So here we go, Shiratsuyu, torpedo reload. Got some decent DD threats with the Mayhan, the Scone. We're gonna go ahead kick this one off. The map's Haven, standard battle, and really the lesson for this game is really just striking when the iron's hot, because the enemy team's only going to give you a certain amount of time to exploit the situation. And what I'm doing up here, I know that I don't have, well, any real support. I do outspot most of the enemy ships, so I'm just going to come up here, see what I can do to spot, and I'm really looking to see if there's any potential torp targets on the 2 and 3 line that I can take advantage of. And you're gonna see I'm gonna start turning out. This island point right here is roughly the halfway point between my spawn and the enemy's spawn. So I want to start kiting out, and you're going to see the turn here momentarily. Actually, I think I already turned. But all I'm looking to do, instead of sailing this direction, you see the angle that I'm sailing. I'm looking to, and gotta pause it right now because stuff's gonna start happening. I'm sailing in this direction to minimize the closure rate. If I was sailing right at the enemy, I would have less reaction time. And what I'm looking to have happen is any enemy DDs that come down the 2 and 3 line, I pick them up and I start kiting, and I choose whether or not I'm going to shoot at the enemy DDs. Right now I'm spotting, okay, there's a New York that's pushing middle, and I'm like, you know what, I should have already bumped into a DD at this point. Is there anything actually, pushing this flank, or are they all got a lemming train going to the eastern side of the map? And I do see a Synop. That gives me some hope that there's some meat and potatoes here. You can see that I'm still not sailing right at them. I'm working my way around. I should have bumped into a destroyer already, but maybe somebody loaded in late. I'm trying to compensate for things, but this is lining up to be a really good damage dealing opportunity for me to sway this entire battle. Even though I'm the only ship out here, there is a lot of meat and potatoes out here for me to chew up. So at this point, I'm starting to commit. You see that turn that I just made? I am looking to close range with these guys as fast as possible, because I'm fairly certain that there's no enemy DDs out here. I've got 2 DDs spotted here. I'm assuming the other DDs are either AFK or playing middle. Calling target on this Pensacola. I really would like this Pensacola to turn, or just get nuked and have to kite out of the way. I am dropping torps on this Issei back in here, and the Pensacola, of course, is turning right in, probably to dodge the torpedo bombers, but he's also turning into my torpedoes, using my first torpedo reload, and this is the turn that I was looking for by the Synop. There's nothing out here for him to shoot. He's going to be pushing south, and as soon as he pushes south, that's the shot that I'm looking for. Now, Pensacola is going to walk into one of those torpedoes. I take 15k off him. Unfortunately, that kind of blows that torpedo spread on the Issei, but it probably actually helps me with the synop because torpedoes have already gone by, and you can see he's totally focused on his targets, and torpedo reload. Yep. Good night. So at this point, I'm looking at circling back south, and why I'm doing that, I don't want these guys to slip past me. I'm looking at this New York. If I keep going north, this New York can turn south and just run past me, and I don't want that to happen. So I want to stay in front of these guys' push. I don't think that this New York, he's so slow, I don't think turning back out towards the spawn is a viable option. The Issei, having eaten that torp, he's just running right in the middle. I'm not going to be able to catch him. And we've got this Congo back over here, and you can see the New York, he's starting to push south. You can see I'm lining it up right now. Want to get a nice 90-degree angle on this New York. I want to get in ideally under 7 kilometers if possible. I'm starting to just kite to a little bit to maintain my distance. And I'm expecting this New York's going to turn in a bit. That's why I launched that second set of torpedoes, giving him a little bit of room to turn out in order for those torpedoes to hit. And you can actually see just before I locked on this Congo that he had actually turned in a little bit to my team to angle his armor, and that's going to walk him right into the second set of torps. And while this is all going on, I am stalking this Congo, not wasting any time. I want to get in position to get after yet another target. And I mean, this is just being efficient with a torpedo boat. There's nothing out here that could challenge me, and just looking to end as many enemy ships as I can out here. Torpedoes are getting ready to reload. Congo's a fast battleship. I don't want to end up trying to chase this guy. I'm hoping that he's going to come on my side of the island. But this guy, having seen me dove strike 2 ships and just chew things up out here, he turns in, and this is this is the situation you don't want to be in. It's not super terrible because I've got this channel here that I'm pushing hard. I do have my engine boost, but Congo's a fast battleship. Even with my engine boost, I'm only 38, 39 knots. Congo's a 30-knot battleship. You throw a speed flag on that, and there's only a few knots difference between my ability to close on him. So I'm trying to take that into account right now. Now there is a Mayhan pushing through the middle. That's going to complicate my situation here. And I'm deciding, you know what, I'm going to see if I can get some torps off on this Congo. I make this turn here, understanding that I'm not going to be able to get as close as I'd like with the Mayhan pushing me, but I want to throw some torpedoes out there and then try to figure something out with this Mayhan. The Mayhan's closing in much faster than I'd like, so you see I'm starting to kite back. Unfortunately, don't have eyes on the Congo, and the Congo has just turned flat in, and there's no torpedo opportunity right there. I think I'm going to take a shot here. Do I? No, I don't. So I'm looking to try to ambush this Mayhan, and this is kind of a cluster for me because I mean, my nearest ships that can help me are the New Mexico and New York back over here. So watch what I'm gonna do. Requesting support. I'm clicking the mini map, letting these guys know, hey, I'm gonna need some help. Somebody's responding, and again, kiting away. Don't want to get in a close range fight with the Mayhan. The Mayhan happens to be pushing those battleships, so I'm gonna just go ahead and get whatever damage I can in here. Now, I had some very odd RNG in here was some of these, with these two volleys in particular, just, I don't know what that is. It's pretty rare for me to straddle twice like that, and well, at least my teammate hit him. Now, of course, now that the enemy DD is not spotted at all, I'm gonna do the most amount of damage to him. At least it happens to him, and that's usually how I get got, is somebody blind fires me, and that's when I take most of my damage. So at this point, I'm just closing in on the Mahan. I don't want him to rush my my New York and New Mexico. He gets spotted briefly, and my battleships, they just dumpster him. And I mean, I threw those sets of torpedoes out there. The second one honestly was a little late, but it is what it is. Now, there is an interesting play opportunity right here. The Mahan smoked before he went down. Gonna let my New York know that, hey, by the way, there's torpedoes inbound. Now, they may not have range on him, but I want to let him know anyway. And what I'm gonna do play wise is just utilize this smoke right here. I haven't used torpedo reload. I'm waiting to see if I'm actually gonna get this opportunity or not on the Congo. And I'm deciding now that, yeah, I'm probably gonna be able to get torpedoes off on this guy here shortly, and the Congo turning in, you know, completely seals the deal here. Thank you, Mahan. This fat boat's for you. So the even better thing, now that this Congo's angled at my friendly battleships, they're not really going to be able to hit him, so I'm going to be able to get a lot of this damage. And I'm just being patient here, closing in. You can see just a big wide set of torps. I don't need much on this Congo to take him out, so any which way he turns, I want to be able to clean his clock. Hindsight, I probably should have saved a torpedo rack, and I could have just YOLO'd this bear right away without waiting. But now that I've got to wait for a torpedo reload, that kind of spoils my fun right now. But I'm just waiting. You can see the shots. He's blind firing now, so unfortunately, not able to get eyes on him for anything. That also tells me that there's likely a DD right in here spotting this Issei for the Baron. He gets spotted briefly. Looks like he is reversing. I'm getting ready to stalk in there. Now this is a mistake here, this torpedo indicator on this backside, because my front guns are turning. That's going to complicate this. So T-61 pops up. Now he doesn't have his guns turned yet for me either, so that's why I'm getting away with it. But basically gonna get in a gunfight with the T-61 now. T-61, he's got low enough gun DPM that, I mean, Shiratsuyu with a gun build should be about on par beating this thing. All those torpedo indicators were freaking me out because T-61 just pukes torpedoes out constantly, so just wanted to make sure I'm not gonna eat anything. There we go, able to put down the T-61. Now we just have the enemy skein left. Now this is a major threat to me, so I'm gonna ask my team about how much HP he's got, but ultimately I'm looking just to detect this guy, because as soon as he shoots me, my team's going to get a chance to kill this guy. So I'm just looking to do as much damage as I can. I do have torpedo reload, so I'm just going to, my game plan is shoot this guy, throw torps at him, shoot this guy while torpedo reload's cooking, get the second set of torpedoes off. And what I'm looking to do by that is keep this guy bow into me where his DPM's cutting by 50%, because he's not going to be able to shoot at me with his stern guns. Kind of seeing where he's settling up. Okay, you're turning back. Okay, get those torpedoes out there. Get a shot off. Torpedo reload. Here we go. Okay, looks like he's settling up on a course to fight. And, you know, I guess he took a big hit there or something, but I was able to steal the kill and get away with that one. So we went in this game 194k. 5 kills, 3 dove strikes. This really is just a fun game. The real driving lesson behind this is just understanding when you've got an opportunity in front of you, committing to it, and just getting as much done as you can with what you've got. And this was the perfect match. Didn't have to deal with a DD screen early on. Got, you know, not just my initial torp spread off, but got my torpedo reloads in there, and really just wrecked the entire western flank of the enemy team pretty much solo out there. So just one of those dream games. Anyway, if you guys enjoyed this game, well, I hope you guys enjoyed this game. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below. As always, the link to the build and the invite to the community Discord will all be in the video description below. And if you get something out of these videos, consider joining my Patreon. The link will also be below. I hope you guys are having a good night, and I will talk to you later.